Much love, my brothers and my sisters, my soldiers and soldierettes. Salute! And I know you're doing great because you're alive and you're breathing and you're listening and being uplifted by the sound of my voice. And I got love. Keep love within my spirit and in my heart. And I will cherish the gifts that my great creator has given me, and I will share it with you, brothers and sisters. That's why I always call down that protection from my great creator. Protection for ourselves and from ourselves. Because we never know what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. And we keep that spirit strong by giving honors to those that pass. And in mine, I give honor to my dad. May he rest in peace and in power. I give honor to my grandparents. May they rest in peace and in power. And anyone that's in my family that has passed, whether in the past or recent, may they rest in peace and in power. And I give my mom honor, but she's alive and strong. And we always want to give our ancestors and our recent family a rest in peace and empowerment. And thank you for being here for another EBX discussion. Salute! And I'm feeling pretty great. I love doing this. It empowers me. And I'm doing what my creator put inside of me to do, to get my gifts of having the courage and the confidence to influence other brothers and sisters, young or old, or anyone deemed to be enlightened, educated, and made to stay ready for this life we live in. Because win the war in our minds, and there's nothing that we can't do. Because and many of us, I'm sure, a lot of us have been through storms. We all have different challenges that we go through. So we can never, everybody has challenges. I don't care who we are. No one's perfect. But I always like to say and like to quote, we can always have perfect intentions. That's what will make you, when you have perfect intentions, that's what make you grow from those mistakes, and the mistakes that we make or might make won't overcome you. And you'll make less mistakes once you pay more attention to your mind and your thoughts, your spirit. It's a lot of things that go in to keeping your mind strong. Even how we eat a lot of times, the times we eat. Like say for instance, if you eat late at night, that can have a drain on you depending on what it is. That's why if you do have a little snack at night, make it light. If you eat at night, make it light. And I'm working on this myself. That's a habit that I have. I'm trying to break that habit, but I'm aware of it. And that's another way to conquer your mind. It's being aware of your little quirks and your little faults and little areas, because no one knows ourselves better than ourselves, because everywhere we go, there we are. So we know the things we need to fix in us, and as long as we're aware of them and we're trying to fix it, we will be fixed and we will be better. And the more we challenge ourselves, the more we challenge our brain, the more we challenge our spirit, challenge our mind, the stronger we'll become, and the less mistakes we will make, I will say again. And when you do have a challenge come, you'll begin to know how to go about it in a more mature fashion, a more slow fashion. And you will assess the situation. You will analyze it. That's when you have conquered your mind. And you will win so many victories once you're aware of your actions. And when you're speaking to an individual, really listen to what they're saying, especially if it's dealing with something very serious. Listening, opening your ears along with your mind and your spirit. Listening also plays a part in winning those wars. You have to listen too, because you can't get stuck in thinking you're right all the time. And I have to make sure one has to check themselves. All times I always say that. This is male or female. You really have to check yourself. And and when you are wrong, just accept it and take it for what it is. Build on it, and you know what to do next time to make sure that you don't put yourself in that position where you are wrong about something. You stay more aware. Before we, blurt out some things, we do kind of accidental. We get excited, we get passionate, and say things that might not be correct sometimes. And that's okay. That's a part of growth. That's a part of life. And when you're aware of that and you're working on it and you take those little step backs and say, okay, let's make sure I pay more attention to that. And you're growing as you're thinking that you're growing, and you're fighting that battle. And we've all heard the phrase, the mind is like a battlefield. And if you've been through a lot of things that concerns that concerns your psyche and psychological things, if you dealt with a lot of things like that deals with emotion, if you've been through a lot of turmoil in your life, because like I said, everybody's an individual. Everybody has different challenges, some worse than others. So emotion, thoughts, the mind, the body, and like I said before, it's an amazing place. It's when you really get to studying the human mind. And you can't really know human minds unless you know your own human mind. You can't begin to try to influence, other people's minds if you ain't got your own mind right. And that was, one had a hard lesson in that. That was a tough, I would have to say, I don't like to use the word tough. It's challenging, because the words that we say and think has a lot to do with our mind, with winning those wars too. And yeah, being spiritual, being strong, it takes some work. And like I said, I don't like to say tough, but it was a hard fight. So you have to get kind of knocked down sometimes to build that brain up. And once you've been knocked down once or twice, you won't get knocked down anymore. You keep on fighting those battles. There's a soldier in all of us, for my brothers, and there's soldierettes in all of our sisters, and in any female that's right within themselves and striving to do the best for themselves and for those around them, because those are the best brothers and sisters to have around you. Even if you talk, I don't care if you talk to each other for a few years and don't for a while, it's still, if you got something positive from each other, you still was meant to come across. We don't know who, brothers and sisters that we meet along this journey, we don't know how long we're going to be in their lives, and they don't know how long we're going to be in their lives. All we can do is wish the best for them and keep on passing on that good energy so they can keep, and especially if they're a righteous, if they're a righteous brother or sister. That's another way of winning that war. Those thoughts, my brothers and sisters, plays. I am so big on law of attraction because I've seen it in action. That's why you'll hear me say that so much, because it has so much to do with the mind and how things can happen if you don't stay aware of the little small things that we think are nothing that can hurt us in the long run in our minds. And the only way to intercept these things is to study your mind on a day-to-day basis. And that's the only way you will know others. Like I said, again, the only way you're going to know the human mind is to know your own. And don't get caught up in thinking you know everything. And know and take your mistake, be accountable for it. Go back and do a little studying, look up things if you have to. Find out where you went wrong and where you was correct. And take constructive criticism. It's nothing but a mind builder. And it's not easy to do these things, but I'm just want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you get to this point, and you will, if you're a strong-willed and ambitious person and a passionate person and a 100 real person, I mean truly real, not trying to be real, like it's a part of you, it's second nature, it's you breathe it, it's nothing to you, you don't have to try, it's in you. I'm talking about that kind of real. And when you get to that point, there is nothing in this life that we cannot do. And I would like to say, I'm literally proven product of brothers and sisters that influenced me, because I've had teachers. And that's the way the law of attraction works. We are teachers, we are students, and we become teachers. And we raise more students. Pretty soon, everybody can be there's a teacher in all of us, especially when we didn't been through things in our lives and been through a lot of experiences and gained a lot of wisdom. So if you've been through life and know some things, and when you have a conversation with someone about something that's meaningful, you make it a point to make sure that they know the facts of life while you had that conversation. Therefore, my brother, you have conquered your mind. And when you use that wisdom right there, you're a teacher. You're a teacher right there. You don't have to be in no school to be no teacher. I have no degree. Just living life is your degree. That's what makes you a teacher. And I mean righteously, if you're righteous. But you can kind of learn things from negative things too. You learn what not to do. You counteract things that's gonna disrupt your mind. And you gotta know when to pick your battles, how to pick your battles when it comes to the mind. Especially when you're coming in contact with different individuals that, you have some that might be on the same level, some that may not quite made it there, and you might even run into individuals that might be a little more powerful than you. That's okay. That's just how the chain of life goes. You have some that are powerful and not as powerful, and you have some that's the same. That's just how it goes. But once we all connect, those that do have that power at any level, it's amazing. It's amazing when no one's arguing and no one's beefing or competing, and it's just about growth, and learning and getting higher. Everybody's vibing. That's when you have won that war. That's when we win that war in our minds. And it's just so unfortunate, certain things that we see in the black community with our black people. It's really sad to see that we still, some of us, it's unfortunate. You don't even want to, because it's bad energy. You don't like to focus on the negative parts of the black community. But you have to be aware of it. You have, it's this sickness that it's not all our black people's fault that we have it, but it's there. And we just, we are always in this competitive state. And if we could just get out of that and everybody just do what they do, don't hate on each other, and respect each other's house. That's it. And help each other grow and don't tear each other down. And it's male or female. Because if we continue, especially the ones that, now I'm not saying all brothers do this, but I'm just saying, and sisters, that kind of like maybe secretly hate. I'm just talking the ones that do this. I'm not saying they all. And because, I was at this state at one time. I just wasn't aware of it. When I started becoming aware of my mind and winning those wars and seeing results, it's a lot of things I stopped, because I will have, first and foremost, I will have respect for all my brothers and sisters that take the time to listen to me anytime on here, to take time out of your day, because you don't have to stop and listen to me. So, and I salute you, my soldiers and soldierettes, because if you do, and if you did stop in and chit chat and have a discussion with old EBX, that means it's something in you and in me that connects. And that's what make us win these wars, and not being distracted and not forgetting why we started this walk in the first place. And like a video I made recently, stay the mission. It is not a competition. And that's definitely a way you can win that war in your mind. when you're in it for truth, love, uplifting, and trying to keep a smile on somebody's face, and trying to put good energy in whoever's space, because we all going through challenges. Things that's happening here recently in this world, everybody's affected by it in one way or another. And a lot of people have had families die in these last year or so. People are dying every day from everything. It's can't even keep up. It's so much. So I incorporate all that into not giving in, even though I have my own, everybody has, like I said, everybody has their own challenges. But I deal with my own personal challenges, but I don't push it off onto anyone else. And that's conquering your mind, my brothers and sisters. Just deal with what you got to do and continue to live. Keep that love in you. But don't let things distract you, but be aware at the same time. And keep that lion spirit in you. Keep that lioness spirit in you for my sisters. Never stop what you're doing if it's righteous. And always analyze, always study. And never do nothing out of hate, and never take nothing personal. And those things, everything I just said right there, you are winning that war in your mind. And focus on your children. Always focus on what's important. Never let nothing small, insignificant, petty stop you on this walk, this joy that you have built for you and your family. Because everything starts in the mind. And where the mind goes, the body goes. So win that war in our minds, my soldiers and soldierettes. And I'm telling you, because I've lived this, and I've come through the fire, and I might have got a little burn here and there, but I'm still standing. 51. Being led, we have to be led by our creative steps. We have to let the universe do what it do. Because we can't change everything, but we can change ourselves. We can start right where we are. And the best place to start is in our mind. Win that war in our minds. My brothers and my sisters, my family, my children and their mothers. Anybody that I've come across that helped me, whether I'm talking to you or not, I got love. Because I know the law of attraction. We can't have bad thoughts, because that karma will just come back on us. If we can remember these things and a lot of other things I just told you, there's nothing in this life, my soldiers and soldierettes, that we can't do. And that's my word, that's my thought. And to all the brothers and sisters all over the world, may you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. And don't be stopped at nothing. And you ain't weak. You're on your way. You climbing. We all have a leader and a soldier inside of us. So have a great, great, strong one.